Manny Pacquiao, the boxing legend who has captured the hearts of millions worldwide, is back in training. But not just any training. At 46 years old, after a 4-year absence from the ring, the Filipino icon is gearing up for a showdown with Mario Barrios, a much younger and physically imposing fighter. His return has left the boxing world buzzing, with fans and experts alike questioning whether the aging Pacquiao can still compete at the highest level. At the heart of Pacquiao's return is his unyielding desire to keep fighting. Despite being retired, the former champion is anything but inactive. You retired, you're not retired. Wait, what's going on? One might ask. Pacquiao himself answers simply, I'm active. I'm training. This declaration has sparked a frenzy in the boxing community, especially considering that his next fight will be for a world title. For the past several months, Pacquiao's camp has taken over his life once again. His daily routine is a brutal reminder of the hard work and discipline that made him a legend in the first place. His waking up before the crack of dawn, hitting the pavement for grueling runs while the world is still asleep. The heavy bag is no stranger to him as he pounds it with the same power and intensity that defined his prime years. Sparring partners are lined up to test his reflexes, with some even mimicking Mario Barrios' long, rangy style to help Pacquiao prepare for the reach disadvantage he'll face on fight night. Justin Fortune, Pacquiao's longtime coach, insists that the Filipino legend's power and speed haven't diminished. I love speed and power, baby. It's all in there, he says with confidence. Fortune, who's worked with Pacquiao for nearly 2 decades, believes that the 46-year-old still possesses the skill set to compete at the highest level. He brushes off concerns about Pacquiao's age, saying, Manny has to just be Manny. You can't beat Pacquiao's experience. With a career spanning 86 professional fights, including battles against legends like Oscar de la Hoya, Marco Antonio Barrera, Juan Manuel Marquez, and Eric Morales, Pacquiao's ring IQ remains unparalleled. However, not everyone is convinced that Pacquiao can still cut it. Critics point to his last exhibition fight in Japan, which left much to be desired. Despite the sharp training footage showing him shadow boxing with blistering speed and landing precise combinations on the pads, some are quick to argue that training is one thing, but the actual fight is another beast entirely. He hasn't fought for 4 years. He's not won a fight for 6 years. He's 46 years old, said one skeptic, is not the same Pacquiao. Despite these concerns, Pacquiao remains undeterred. He's always thrived on adversity and, in his eyes, the challenge of fighting a much younger, taller, and heavier opponent like Mario Barrios is just another mountain to climb. You know, you can be 45 as a heavyweight, most prepared fighters. Pacquiao is still strong, fast, and very experienced, says Fortune. The 29-year-old Barrios is no slouch either. He's an active world champion, having faced tough competition like Gervonta Tank Davis, Keith Thurman, and Yordenis Ugas. For Pacquiao, his mental game is just as important as his physical conditioning. In his camp, the team is working tirelessly to study footage of Barrios, breaking down his habits and tendencies to ensure they can exploit any weaknesses. I know that Mario Barrios is a dangerous puncher, but I've faced that ambition before, Pacquiao says, echoing the confidence that has defined his career. He is not afraid to face a fighter who is hungry for a name like his. One of the standout features of Pacquiao's training is his relentless core work. Known for his intense conditioning routines, he spends hours strengthening the body that has absorbed punches from some of the hardest hitters in boxing. Hundreds of crunches, leg raises, and balance drills ensure that Pacquiao's core remains as rock-solid as it was in his prime. These exercises help him maintain the balance and flexibility necessary to slip punches and fire back with devastating counters. It's about angles, about catching opponents off guard with shots they never see coming, says Fortune. Even at 46, Pacquiao's speed and reflexes remain sharp. But the question lingers, can they withstand the wear and tear of a full fight? Barrios is an active fighter who has been in constant training, while Pacquiao has been out of the spotlight for years. The risk of Pacquiao taking on a younger, hungrier fighter presents a daunting challenge. It's a tough battle, but one that Pacquiao and his camp are more than ready for. Even with all the preparation, the risks remain. Amir Khan, a former training partner of Pacquiao's, expressed his concern over the Filipino legend's return. "He's always one punch away from getting hurt," Khan said. "Sometimes you miss the sport. But at his age, why not just sit back and relax?" This sentiment is shared by many in the boxing community who fear that Pacquiao could be pushing his body beyond its limits. The physical toll of the sport is undeniable. Pacquiao's last official fight, a loss to Yordanis Ugas in 2021, raised concerns that the former champion's best days were behind him. The brutal defeat and the physical recovery that followed made many wonder if this was the final chapter in his illustrious career. But Pacquiao has never been one to back down from a challenge, and his desire to make history once again has led him back to the ring. As the fight against Barrios looms, the excitement and anxiety surrounding Pacquiao's return continue to grow. Will he defy the odds and prove that age is just a number? Or will his comeback be a cautionary tale of a fighter who stayed in the game too long? One thing is certain: when Manny Pacquiao steps into the ring, he will do so with the same warrior spirit that has defined his legendary career. Fans can only hope that this fight ends with the same kind of glory Pacquiao has given them time and time again.